Welcome everybody, it's SpeedGaming 3. Time for Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race, featuring today's settings of co-op. So this is going to be a team race. Let me be clear about that. Team race. And funny, Sunwoo Farmer, they were never rivals, always friends. So they're going to be sharing information. And that's why this race is going to be looking a little bit different from the races we normally have. But welcome everybody. Time for more Map Rando. I'm your commentator and tracker, Aussie101. And we're going to be featuring Funny and Sunwoo Farmer. So we'll do the synchronization once we get going. And we'll see just how this goes. We're using the Season 4 tentative settings. That means save stations revealed on the map, extra supers, ordered map. Yeah. So landing site / ship can be in some random place. All right. So first off, you say they go different directions, and that's because info share. Sunwoo Farmer has a black background around his game, and it's very hard to crop. About 17. But I think we're seeing they both go to the right. And they're going to be running to hubs, so once you find a hub, you're going to be going different directions. The goal of the game is the same. You still have to kill the bosses, beat Mother Brain. But you get to divide up the work. A lot of Super Metroid Randomizer is, especially Map Rando, is going to random doors and seeing which path is correct. So you're still going to see a ton of that, but probably half as much. Why is there no wall on that room? And then what gets really tricky, there's two things that we're going to be watching for later. The early game's not so crazy, but later on, you're going to have lower resources than normal. Oh yeah, he's missing the left wall from the cropping. You're going to have fewer resources because you're not blinding into items. And also, you have to explain to your partner where to go. That can be hard if you're not like practiced with it. Let's insert that wall back in, and hopefully we're good. I didn't even see what that item was. Probably more full. I'll see how he leaves. This looks like a morph setup. Let's continue. Tracker, commentator, and running setup. It is I, Aussie101. I'll see when Anthony picks it up. Yes. You only fall there if you have a way of getting back. So yeah, those are the things we have to watch for later on. Early on, we're going to notice that they'll be doing like different exploration strategies compared to normal. But then once we get to the late mid-game, they're going to have to work with fewer resources, decide on collecting the important majors, and telling each other how to go through a region. Because if you've seen Map Rando before, you know that there's many cases where the maps are in god-awful locations. And in those situations in co-op, you need to not get it, and one of the runners gets it, and they have to explain to their partner how to explore a region. That'll be fun to see. see any water on Sunwoo's side. We need more detail in this view. We had Sunwoo reset earlier, going for the supers, but now that we have power bombs, they're just gonna get them the logical way. And that means Funny is a little bit ahead. Sunwoo was first to morph and seeing the supers, but because of the reset, Funny is ahead. They're both going to retain all the information. One, because you get to keep your map, and you get to keep what you saw in your head whenever you reset. And two, because they're still sharing it between the two of them. Something I need to say often. Say it early and often. This is a co-op race that we're watching here. The race room lobby. Very exciting turnout. 11 racers. That means, 22 racers. How did I mess that up? 11 teams of 22 racers. 2 racers each. There's morph bombs. Turned out for the race. Okay. So Funny knows about the morph bombs over here to the right side of the crane mouth. And just gonna pick up bombs. Bombs are very convenient. If you're thinking about logic, it'd be the can fly. If you're thinking about convenience, it would be not worrying about your power bomb count. Yeah, sorry, it's 22 racers, 11 teams. I wasn't even thinking of it backwards. I just said the wrong number somehow. X-ray found. Runners typically skip X-ray in a race, so I think that's what we expect to see happen. But it does have logical implications. X-ray is mostly for ice clip and snail clip, and we're not particularly close to either of those. Then also occasionally it's helpful in other ways. So Sunwoo has explored the bottom of the Green Bridge shaft, and there's nothing there. Funny crosses the climb supers room. Needs to not die. Careful, careful. Yeah, mix it up. It's pretty safe to get across with one spike hit. We did investigate if it was like reasonable in hard to do it in one spike hit. I think so. I think all the enemies here do 10 damage. That's a death. To the B-Tom. It's very, very difficult to avoid the B-Toms in the room Funny's in. You can do it. You have to do a buffer jump, aka a first frame jump, crossing the room. But the easier way would be to just kill them. And you get a 10 health drop because Map Rando has the buffed quality of life item drops. Looks like Funny found a health refill. That's kind of necessary. From here on out, we have all the exploration items. Like, bombs are really good for exploring. You never know when you're gonna use all of your power bombs. And also, there's enough rooms that they can go different directions. So that's pretty cool. Some of the runners who did some practice for this event, this fantastical event we're putting on here on SpeedGaming 3 right now, co-op race. Some runners who practiced this said that you either get linear seeds or open seeds. And if it's open, then you can really divide up the work. But if it's linear, you're just following each other. And right now it looks pretty open. Sunwoo Farmer and Funny, very veteran in Super Metroid Randomizer. So it makes this a good choice. My criteria for who to choose was who could separate out their audio. because you have like the streaming aspect of maybe you want your chat to hear what everyone's talking about, what decisions you're both making. And then also you're talking to your teammate at the same time. And not everyone has their streaming software well organized. But veterans of Super Metroid randomizer and Funny and Sunwoo Farmer here. West Ocean always has a major in the sky. Oh, taking the long path though. I forgot to mark trap bombs. Just a missile pack. We have Big Pink on the right. And top of everything, I think they both have mosaic or area tiling on. So I'm gonna have to call out the important rooms that they're running into, because they look very different. And funny, playing for the map here. West Ocean oftentimes has Fantoon. This is on 119 of map Rando. In 118, I think. Maybe it was 7. Maybe it was 117. There was a change where it was less likely for Fantoon to be here in West Ocean, but he's still here all the time. Ah, we've already seen Fantoon. I can tell on the map. So map tiles, very important. The map itself, extremely important in map Rando. The Fantoon room shows up as a big X because it is an objective. And I would assume Infunny left to find more helpful items like missiles. Fantoon with 1 or 0 missile pack can be really slow and a little bit dangerous. But I don't think there will be any issue. Hard difficulty is kind of a large range, the screw attack, of player skill. Especially like across the entire race lobby. Like not everyone is going to be grinding near out. So you can't always be sure if someone's comfortable with a 2-tank Fantoon or not. That is a first boss kill. They've already explored most of Criteria, but Funny will get the map and see if there's anything left here. I mentioned before, this is Season 4 settings, so in the past, Criteria always had the ship, but that is not necessarily the case now. Right now, Criteria is just going to be the 3rd smallest region. So we ran into Ridley and Dragon, stacked. And does not have an that looks like an easy path to the map. 1 major in Criteria, long walk though, and Kraid. 2 majors. Okay, Criteria important. That's all the bosses found actually. I don't think we've seen the ship. E-tanks are very nice. Oh, double E-tank. That might be worth a side trip. A little hard for me to work out like all the rooms that could be obstacles on the way to Kraid and the 2 majors. Hopefully Infunny figures it out. That's the kind of thing that'd be Infunny will figure it out and then tell Sunwoo Farmer what to do. And then depending on how far away the screw attack is, maybe put that off for a bit. These E-tanks down here, too far away. The sad bomb jump. Up Red Tower. Probably one of the worst bomb jumps. Especially if you don't kill the enemies. Luckily I was able to kill the enemies. If you can't kill the enemies, it's like extreme level. Ah, yes. So here's Metroid 1 for Infunny. I did get grabbed earlier, so hopefully it's not gonna slow him down. Makes it through. And Chaz pointing out that screw attack puts the Metroid room in logic. I'm pretty sure it does. Metroid 1 is hard in special ways, because you have to jump into the acid, and that's going to mess with your screw attack. This is the baby room. So I'm funny gonna take that save after all. But I think the major is directly after. Ah, there's another room. That looks like Boulder Room. But there's also 3 rooms that look exactly like Boulder Room. Okay, so we're gonna take the left side of North Fair looking for the map. No shot at Baby Skip. So we like Oats and Timo who can do that Baby Skip. Either of those are in the race, sadly. 22 racers. High jump boots is the item. Okay, so it is Spiky Room of Death. See if he makes it out. No problem. And then back. So I'm funny, it's gonna get a save, and then it's the climb, which I think is empty. And still needs to find a way to recover health. So from we're back in criteria. A high jump, very useful logically. There's the attic up there, if nothing else. It'd be a miserable fern. But Phantoon is dead. So that would make it worse. It can be really nice to have a screw attack, right? Panic. They do 60 damage. Okay. Make it through to the Kraid fight. You're not too worried about Kraid. Can do the setup, get a health farm after. But yeah, attic, very scary with these items. We're gonna see Sunwoo go through attic, have a much nicer time. I mean, all of left of criteria, the Metroid rooms, everything. 2 bosses down. Anthony firmly in the lead. In co-op races, you tend to go for ammo finish. But Map Rando co-op has not really been played that much. So I hope everyone's enjoying it. This special event we have going. I think a lot of people were excited about this race. Made sure to let everyone know in advance and put their teams together. It worked out where everyone has a team, no one left behind. So what do we have going down the list? So Anthony Sunwoo Farmer on team Sunwoo Funny. Cruel Beans his beardness on Bearded Bean. Darth Radius Judoble on The Great Disappointments. We have Eddie and Emmett on the Monster Rangers. Edible Toaster Draki Lizard, I think, on Toasted Lizards. It's convenient when they use their name as part of the team. That's a gravity suit. You want to do any water rooms, criteria is very powerful. Place you need to go to. Let's get back to reading these amazing team names. Let's see the partner. Izuwa on Nub Bridge. Jack Soman in Words on Team Oracle. Nito And Super Sponge on Priceless Bosses. Path and Telomorph on the Innocent Squad. Some of these names are randomly generated. Some are team names, especially if they're carried over from other Super Metroid Randomizer events. Smellin' Nitro on Wondrous Wave Enjoyers. And Tickles Techno Waffle on Techno Tickles. There's an even number of racers, so this has to make sense. Oh, there it is, Axel. Electric Axel and Izua on the bridge. I found it. Sunwood going for the map. Especially before gravity. In this situation of killing Fantoon, the Fantoon can be used as a way to stall, waste time. But that'd be if you care about Anthony's majors versus continuing into Brinstar up here. But when you see high jump gravity, you have to get them. Uh-oh, we got some heat. Fall in the acid, it is extremely bad. Fell in the acid twice. Now the setback isn't very far. Just have to climb West Ocean. But now we're in that mid-game situation where Anthony doesn't have many E-tanks. When you're blinding items, you're going to get random resources, like missiles and supers and E-tanks. And Anthony just doesn't have them, because Sunwoo found them. So it may be that Anthony's going to head towards the E-tanks, and maybe explore the rest of Norfair. Teammates, Anthony Sunwoo Farmer. This is a race. There's 11 teams. This is one team. We didn't have our 4-player layout ready, and I'm not sure if it would make things more clear if we did. Because could you imagine following 4 screens? Jolly cooperation here today. So for Baby Skip, the biggest useful item is that high jump, and that is what they're doing Baby Skip to get. You have to go through here to get high jump. Actually, Sunwoo also killed Fantoon before coming here, and now has to deal with the spikes. So it would have been faster to not kill Fantoon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, successfully wall jumped. Oh, no. On the spikes. Yeah, getting punished for killing Fantoon and collecting that map. It would be... I think it's a little optimal to not kill Fantoon first. But it would put more pressure on Anthony to relay the information. Because now you have to work harder in this room. Should be practiced enough at Spiky Room Death. But gonna take it safe the second time through. Oh yeah, gravity first would make it easier. I think gravity second lets you get a bit of a health refill. Like, on the way up to Kraid. Maybe not. But that's high jump. If he makes it out alive. Anthony gonna get the map. I'm pretty sure we saw Sunwoo leave the map behind. I think Anthony could have gone down and gotten the E-tanks more directly. But having map right away is pretty useful. Okay, so made it out alive. That means I can track that. I jump. This is information co-op. Anthony has a major, an X. Another path to Brinstar, very interesting. To more fully explain, they're teammates. They're both playing their own seeds. They're not sharing items. They're only telling each other where the items are. Actually sharing items would be a bigger piece of tech that we're not running today. Yeah, co-op info share. It's a different way to play co-op. We're still going to have much faster finish times because info is the standout feature of Map Rando. The greatest resource. E-tanks. Anthony really wants those E-tanks. He's been running low on health in multiple occasions. And some we're gonna pick up gravity seat here. Okay. So you can't get to Torian, but you pretty much have to kill Dragon if you do that. These resources are okay for Dragon. I imagine we just see them spend a few rounds farming. But it wouldn't be too slow of a fight. Wave beam located. $20 supers, 15 supers. So one of the tricky things to tell your partner is where the supers are if you do decide to go for ammo. Because supers and E-tanks are just harder to remember because they're not like the majors. Like if it's charge, you're gonna remember where charge is and how to get there. But if it's X's and supers, you need to think a little harder. And also there'd be more of them that you'd need. Race-wise, we've seen all the bosses already. I imagine we've seen enough E-tanks to finish the seed. Speed booster. So locked by that X-ray, logical X-ray snail clip over in Aqueduct. And also some more health. We know where all the objectives are, so it's about getting the resources to kill the bosses. And that is going to be health and ammo check, because we don't have great health or ammo for Ridley. And these seeds are kind of awkward. Even in this case, where you can split up the information quest, they'd be going to very different parts of the world. And so if you do find something good, then your partner has to travel very far to get it. That's a power bomb in the same pit. 2 power bombs, rough. Brinstar's pretty okay, because it does have that connector on both sides. Criteria and Norfair. So I'd say if you want to go into Norfair and to Brinstar, that'd be fine. But it looks like Sun was coming to Norfair. We don't really have the items for the Ridley kill yet. And I would say Unfunny has like cleared out most of Norfair, all the important stuff. So I would think you want to go into another region. 3520 isn't enough to do the Ridley fight. We're getting there. Especially 3520 on no Variosuit 4E tanks. Not quite good enough. The item at the top of the elevator. I don't know if we saw that. Also, Infunny doesn't have screw attack yet. Screw attack was right here. I missed it. Wave was at Lower Norfair Spring Ball Maze. Looks like someone's gonna get the map here. Because it is just behind this wall. Ice is a good item. Ice and speed are going to be your Zeb skips. And they're both over here. Oh, was Ice just down here in Bubble Mountain? There was a major in Bubble Mountain. Okay, we've had Ice for a bit. Meeting up in the same room. So we try to avoid in co-op. But, you go where the items are. So, how do they continue from here? Like, what do they want to do next? You can do the Dragon fight, you can go into Torian. Is it easy to go Brinstar? Because that'd be fine. Do we panic? You don't do the Powerbomb Ridley fight. So I think we're doing Dragon, Scout the Ridley Major, and then Torian. And it's possible they split. Have Sunwoo go Brinstar. Yes. In terms of finishing the game, we're still undecided on if Varia or E-Tanks is better, and if Charge or Supers are better. If Sunwoo gets everything here, then maybe you could finish Ridley. But it wouldn't be easy. But it looks to me like it's just collecting nice items in Norfair. And Infunny is gonna get a little close to dying on the Dragon fight, but kills Dragon. Dragon will be doing 60 damage a hit. Oh no, Sunwoo. Use the X-ray. It's the secret tech. Makes it up. So I'm gonna get Speed Booster up here. The item in the wall on Infunny side is getting skipped. Plasma. Speed Booster. So that's Ridley Locked Major. It seems like the choice is to go through Torian for more items. What I've been saying is that they've gone through Norfair so much, and picked up pretty much all the useful items. They have to go to some other region to get your Ridley and Mother Brain equipment. It's gonna be up to Sunwoo to see how they play it as a team. So Sunwoo could follow. Reserve tank here. If you believe that Torian has enough resources to finish the game, then following would be fine. Oh, we found the ship. Ship in Torian. That was the other thing we're missing. Can't beat the game unless you know where the ship is. We're playing ordered regions. In the past, it's been ship is in criteria. Like whichever region has a ship is criteria. But now it's ordered. So criteria can be anywhere and ship is whichever region it's in. We are splitting up. Okay. So I think if you split up, it's every man for themselves. That's a little dangerous. Okay, sandpit. Those are pretty good looking items over by the sandpit, but you need it to be everything. It looked like a health, an X, and a major. 2 X's. So it could be enough to finish the seed. The Sunwoo, to get that map, would want to farm a bit, save, and then run for it. But I think 3 tanks is barely enough if you play risky. Supers and E-tank. So looking really strong for Infinity, just killing Ridley right here and being go mode. Spazer. The prize is Spazer. These elevators are very slow. If you need to... If you're watching your health tick down, you can make through 9 health to spare. Hey, look at that knee tank right there. So in terms of X's and O's, Brinstar is pretty bad. Anthony can finish with this. And also we haven't seen Rick ship. I guess it depends what you want. But Infunny did luck out a little bit. Get all the resources that he needed to finish the seed. Just needs a few good farms. But the problem in terms of the team aspect of this is Sunwoo has to find a different answer. They just split up at a point where they couldn't use each other's information after that stage. If Sunwoo can't run to Varia, that'll be very nice. But then still needs ammo. I imagine that's what Sunwoo's playing for. Is Varia, specifically. But even with that, you probably go into the Sandpit Centaurian and get the 2 super packs. Because that's just all the ammo you need. Charge Beam. Well, let's see. Spring Ball, Charge, Spazer, Plasma. So Space Jump and Varia and Grapple are left. Yeah, I think when Infunny knew that it was 2 supers in the pit, someone from her should have turned around and followed. At the same time, it makes it more likely that Varia is here in Brinstar. So it has the charge beam, can get out with it, and is gonna stick with the plan. If you do get charged Varia, then it's a lot more comfy. In terms of needing a reserve tank, you don't really. If you have 5 E-tanks and 30 supers, like you don't get low enough that you need to use the reserve. It's just a way to cheat like 70 health. And funny. Doing the croc fight. At 40-30, you have pretty much exact ammo for Mother Brain. Oh wow, just for a missile. But like the Ridley fight is still very scary. And oh, interwreck ship. Interesting. That's a big detour. They're gonna explore the whole map. I would say you explore the whole map if one of the teammates is not comfortable with the suitless Ridley. I think they can both do it. But that'd be the best reason to check every major. Typically, in a co-op race, it's just better to get Charge and Varia because it's so helpful to both runners, and you don't need to switch out the minor items. But there's Varia. Instant reset for Manfunny. Back to the top of Norfair. Let's see if he goes directly to Brinstar. And if so, if Sunwoo can guide Manfunny to that Varia suit. Yep. So Manfunny just never got Screw Attack. I'd call that strange. Screw Attack saves a lot of time the longer you have it. We even had very weak weapons early on. Yeah, I think Manfunny's gonna be going for Varia suit. The weakness of Wave Beam. It's like this Gamut spawner and the purple room Gamut spawner. You can freeze the enemies where you can't reach the drops. We've seen plasmas behind Ridley. I want to say that this is Sunwoo building a route for Manfunny to follow. The map of Brinstar is in such a bad place that you don't want a teammate to get it. And so he has to describe every room that is on the path to this Varia suit. And like casually it'd be fine to also get Charge, but this is a race. This is the weekly race of Prestige here on SpeedGaming 3. 11 teams. Oh, takes a wrong turn. That's gonna happen. Manfunny is doing this all blind. Sunwoo has the information. Might need to check back at the map from time to time and just explain it. This is what we're here for. This is what we want to see. We're co-oping, we're info sharing. One runner is blind, the other has to put into words the map of Map Rando. And one of the reasons that I chose DevSeed is because it has the room names on the pause screen. A couple people now have mentioned that they like the room names. That's Mickey Mouse, that's not it. My stream froze for a bit. Not a simple Varia location to get to. But the path back should be easy enough. You just follow all the lit up rooms. Okay, so Sunwoo has to kill Ridley and Dragon. If you kill Ridley first, you get the plasma for Microwave Dragon. With this ammo, it depends if you want to do power bomb strats or not. But this will be a couple of charge shots if you don't miss anything. Who's ahead? The race, like who wins the race, is decided by average finish time, in theory. So both teammates are going to want to finish as fast as they can, because that will improve the average. And so it's useful to know who's ahead, and like who can afford to lose time looking for items. Who should be searching versus who should be doing objectives to kill time. At this point, you're pretty much both of them just running to the end. Someone has to build a escape route. It's kind of the next big thing. But up until then, they're just going to be doing their boss fights. And Funny just has Ridley left. Sunwoo has Dragon left. Dragon is going to be much faster. Let's mark this Varia suit. Only went up for... You're going to want that plasma. Here's the thing. Did Amphony tell Sunwoo about plasma? With plasma, Sunwoo would be ahead. Without, this is... It's a Shine Spark fight? Oh no. Walking out. Amphony withholding information so that he can catch up. The betrayal. There's plasma. Someone's closer to Dragon, so kind of a faster thingy. So let's switch audio. See if that makes sense. Already used all the ammo on the turrets. Now it's the farm ammo just for the turrets. Cut off the Ridley sound so we never get any screeches. I guess that's why I did it. This is full super fight. So the boss kill times aren't going to be very far apart, but Amphony has to farm for Mother Brain. And that might be the big difference in position. I'll miss the microwave, but also missing some ammo. All the bosses down. It is ideal if you both finish at the same time. So they got that part down. Might have wanted some more of the drops. Someone needs a little bit more ammo for breaking the glass. You need 18 projectiles. So needs to find a few more missile pickups. Oh no, they're both struggling with this red tower climb. It's like they have too many convenient items. Too many good items. Ship is in Torian. Sunwoo has not been to Torian, but it's not very complicated to get there. Then Mother Brain was early. Either Wreck Ship or Criteria. Fair. We saw that very early on. Okay, Sunwoo good on ammo. Both good on health. Both in the same room at the same spot. If just needs to stop for an ammo refill, otherwise we'd be completely tied. Hopefully Anthony has a plan. And for a better firm. Ideally, you use a missile refill when you're this far down on supers. Mention it one last time. This is the Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race. We're doing co-op info share. So these are teammates. They're sharing information with each other. We're following them through the seed. For example, Sunwoo has not seen the ship. Anthony has. He's going to have to listen to Anthony explain where the ship is in Torian. And then Sunwoo's going to find the best route to the ship. If there's any complicated decision-making in the escape that comes up. I think the escape is a little bit long. Kind of mid. You have to do a lot of criteria, Norfair, and half a Torian. Yeah, I don't think it's complicated to get to this ship. It's just someone who hasn't seen it. And funny, found a missile refill. So, ready to start this on the brain fight as well. 50-30 means you have an extra 14 missiles, which is 2 supers. And here's our escape. 135. Kinda mid. So yeah, wreck ship, criteria, Norfair, and then Torian. Hopefully, Anthony doesn't have to pause at all. But I also think Anthony will be in the escape before someone finishes. So maybe they'll be too distracted to be sharing information too effectively. The entrance to Torian itself isn't complicated. You can pass Dragon down Main Street. But I think this was a good showcase of co-op info share. Early on, we had a lot of hub-type areas. They met up when they found gravity and morph and power bombs. Then they split off again. Later on, they split once more on the search for Avaria. I think that was the most questionable thing. I'd worry that that was a time loss, but by splitting up that way, they found out where the ship was too. 30 seconds left. We have a whole other region to go through. Missed the moonfall. Stop and think. I think it is just purely left from here. But you don't know. Someone's running blind. There's a ship. Plenty of time left. 4 seconds. Absolutely plenty of time. GG, Sunwoo Farmer. Gonna win the 1v1. Once you're both in go mode, it turns into a 1v1. Just so you're all aware. Because it is very important to win within the team. Part of the 1v1, can Infunny beat the 4-second time remaining? I think so, but the sand is fighting hard. With 9 seconds left, so very similar. Oh, turned around pretty early. No, that's a win for Sunwoo yet again. GG to both of them. I don't know if race time is actually going to do the math for me at all. I don't think it is. So quick mental maths says Eddie and Emmett are going to be first place since they got the win with about a 47. Anthony Sunwoo Farmer joining me here. GG to both of you. I'm going to stop trying to do number math on the race time results.
Thanks, Saucy.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I hoped that it would very conveniently have the breakdown of which team won, but I guess not.
Yeah, it does seem a little awkward.
I think you placed well as a team.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I think fourth in the teams, I guess. Right? Because Techno, Tickles beat us. They got Eddie and Emmett got first, I guess.
Yeah. Spotted that one.
Then Nitto and Super Sponge. And then Tickle and Techno. But Nitro right. And Tilly's partner still hasn't finished, so that could weigh in if they're doing like an average. Or if
yeah, I told everyone we were doing average.
Okay.
The alternative would be second to finish. But we're trying for average.
This was really fun. I enjoyed this.
Oh yeah. We actually play a decent amount of like multi-roid and stuff together too, so it was kind of fun doing a different kind of co-op.
Yes.
Glad to hear it. It sounded like everyone was looking forward to this race.
Yeah, I haven't joined a weekly in a while, so it definitely got me to do one.
Hey, you said you've played other kinds of co-op before in the past. I don't suppose you practiced for this, or if you felt that this played differently as just info share.
Yeah, we didn't practice this. We thought we'd just go ahead and go in, and we're also practicing for like the Dash tournament and the GTC tournament going on right now. So yeah, it's a little too much to work in, but yeah, it's definitely different. There's a lot less managing of resources, because that's one of the big key things with multi-troid co-op is you got to make sure both of you don't die and use the right amount of ammo, especially near the beginning. Him and I have done any percent in Hundo together. Those are a lot of fun, and we've done a few Dash multi-troids, and I think we've even tried some of the map randos in multi-troid. It actually works pretty well. There are a few glitches, but I think they weren't, they didn't plan for it to work with map randos, so the fact it works as well as it does is pretty impressive.
That's interesting. It sounds like a different experience. Like it's a different style of balancing resources and balancing information. Just kind of what I focused on here with the commentary.
Yeah, and I'm sure you could tell in some points, like someone was like, "Oh, I found Varia," and I just revert my save and just run straight towards it. So
yeah, could you expand on that? Like why you needed Varia?
So, at that point, I was like, Samu, I don't think had quite enough ammo for the Ridley fight, and I guess he could have gone that kind of out of his way for some of that ammo. And I also felt like I didn't have quite enough like E-tanks at the time, and I was like looking at the map, and they seemed like they were kind of far away. I definitely considered it, especially since I had like 30 supers. But yeah, it was just like one of those things where it probably would have been better to try to hunt down a couple more E-tanks before like killing Croc and stuff. But I was just thinking it would help our team to have that Varia. and I think I had just barely enough health for Mother Brain Rainbow Beam 2, so it was like, well. And honestly, it's been a little while since I've played a map rando, so
That's
I think
fair.
part of me is just like, yeah, it's been a while since I've done some of these suitless Ridley fights, so better not risk it.
So that
And
just
then
stood out as a difference of how you could play the ending here. You both split up, Brinstar and Torian at the very end. So it was like you both needed to come up with your own way to finish the seed.
Right.
But if you're hard looking for Varia, then that's the way that you want to play it.
I was definitely hard looking for Varia. I mean, I could do it, but not well, and it would probably take me a few tries. And
yeah,
then I
I've
would,
been pretty close on your resources.
Yeah,
like,
and he didn't go to Torian, so he didn't get the extra supers and E-Tank I got as well, so yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
First time trying it out, so
Yep, that's what I was telling people. You're gonna have fewer resources because where it's co-op, you do less exploring. At least divided up. We had some fun watching Funny go to Varia like a little bit blind.
yeah. Like, was it to the right? And he's like, oh no, go left here first, and then to go
Yeah.
up, then go right. So yeah, I was kind of going in and out of doors, and
it wasn't my best direction giving. I will be honest.
to be fair, it could be a little hard to remember the exact rooms and everything. And I normally don't play with palette swap, and this is my first dev seed I played this season, and I forgot to turn that off. So that
Oh,
that
no.
was really throwing me off too. But I managed.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I think this was a good showcase of co-op settings, or like the type of seed that we'd want to see.
Yeah, it didn't spread. It didn't like close off anything. I think this was a great seed for co-op because I was kind of afraid that we were just kind of have like a one path kind of seed, and we end up kind of doing the same thing in co-op, not really doing anything for us. But I think this was a great seed to show that off.
Also, happy we got a restream here. So shout out to SpeedGaming for
Oh yeah.
letting us show off Map Rando to everyone.
Oh yes, definitely. Shout outs to SpeedGaming for all the tournaments they do, and man, they really helped out a lot with the Map Random tournament as well. That was crazy, and yeah, thanks for commentating and let us get on restream.
Yeah, thank you, Ozzy, for putting on the weekly and everything. Appreciate it.
Looks like our follower links aren't working today.
Oh, good.
Oh well. Thanks for coming on. So Funny, Sonu Farmer, you can follow them if you like what you saw today. I hear you're in Dash tournament and GT Classic tournament.
Yep, and then might be going to Speed Gaming Live. I'm still a little undecided, but there's going to be an any percent and Map Rando there as well, so it's very tempting to go.
Yes.
SpeedGaming, great source of Super Metroid content, to be sure. But I think this will be it for our Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race. Been a very exciting event in turnout. It looks like most people are finishing up now.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to another one of these. I think you know, as speedrunners, we're inclined to kind of just play by ourselves a lot. So I like the opportunity to actually play with somebody else and see how the dynamic between the two people plays out. That's one of the big things with the multi-troid co-ops as well, is figuring out each other's strengths and weaknesses and finding the right routes and everything. So yeah, thanks again for putting up the co-op.
Yeah, it's Not too likely that we get again, that we do another like co-op, especially as a weekly. There was a brief period of time last year where we were trying it out, different co-op races. But if people enjoyed it, they might run more. If they run more, it could turn into a thing. If it's a thing, you can see more of it.
Yeah, everybody out there who also runs this game, try it out. And if you're uncomfortable with map rando, I'm sure co-op is a good way to kind of share strategies and logic and everything together while you're playing. So, yeah, I really hope this takes off.
Yeah, or even just voice call friends. Pretty common way to play. Yeah, I think I'll sign us off now. Our racers have been Funny and Sunwoo Farmer. Your tracker, commentator, myself. It's been Aussie 101. And we will see you all next mission.